Hey guys, it's Roughman220 here again, and today I have a layout update for you. I do not have the Bachmann ST70 ACE yet, but when that comes I will make sure to do an update as well as a review on that locomotive. But today I was free and didn't really have anything to do, so I decided to come down here and work on the layout. I got a few things done, so I'll show you that, as well as a little locomotive weathering and detailing. So I'll show you all those things, and then I think that's about it. It'll probably be quick, or I hope it'll be quick. And then once I get the SD70 ACE, I will do a review on that, and I'm anxiously awaiting that. Bachmann said it should be here by the end of the month. That's probably for them, it'll get to them by the end of the month, and then they'll have to ship it out, and that'll probably take a few extra weeks, maybe just a couple, but I can't wait to get that locomotive. So once I get that, as I said, I'll make a video, but for now I have a few things to show you. So I guess the first thing I'll show you is this parking lot area here. You probably didn't, or you may have noticed before, but this parking lot was always here, but then on the other side of the crossing there was just like gravel and dirt and stuff, and it didn't really match the parking lot over here. So today I went ahead and tried to match the material. So basically I used Woodland Scenic's Fine Turf soil color, as well as some medium ballast dark gray, and then I mixed that together and then poured it down, glued it, and I think it looks pretty good. It's still drying, so that's why it looks a little darker, but I think it turned out pretty well. I hope it turns the same color, but it's a lot better than the ballast and dirt mixture before. And the other nice thing about it, if we get down here, is that it's a really smooth transition, so you can see that incline there is not very much. So it looks pretty flat, and I like the way it goes over the crossing, or over the tracks. So that's that. And then also there's this weird paint spot. I fixed that up, put some grass on there. And then I've been working on ballasting too, so you've noticed, or you'll probably notice that the curve there is pretty much done. Before it was not ballasted, so I did that. I still need to glue it, but I did get the switch ballasted there, all the curve. I finished the ballasting between the road and the tracks there, touched up a little bit of ballasting on the switches. I still need to go back and touch up spots like there and there, as well as the curve by the town over there, and then all that needs to get glued down, so I'm still working on that. But the biggest progress that I've made, the most progress that I've made, is on this curve. But I have not done the outside of the curve, and that's because, as you can see, I was working on the rocks. So I have painted the rock formations, or not really formations, they're just rocks with a track on them. So I painted those a dark gray color, even got the white over there, and you can still see some white, but I didn't want to get it on the tracks, and when I put the ballast down, that'll be covered up for sure. I'll walk around here to show it to you with a better angle. But I like the color. It looks very rock-like. And then obviously I'll have to come back in and then put a paint wash over it, just to highlight some of the protrusions and rock cuts and all that good stuff. So I'll do that after it's fully dried, and then that'll give it a nice look. And then I'll come back in and do some dry brushing to highlight a little more. And then I also need to put down some talus rock just to blend it in, because loose rock looks good on like rock formation. So like here you can kind of see there's loose talus rock and stuff. And then the other thing is, I'm not going to leave it as all solid rock. I'm going to probably go in some places and put grass over it, and then you'll see some gray showing through, just to show that like there is some vegetation. It's just that the surface is very hard, and most of it is rock. So we'll see how that turns out. Right now it looks pretty good, and I like the way it's going, so that's good. The other thing I did was I kind of scenic this little area, and also note all these things are still, or if I have glued them, they're still drying, so it probably looks a little weird, but once it dries it'll look fine. But there's this little hill here, and it had dirt on it, but it was not glued down and there wasn't any grass on it, so I went ahead and put some vegetation on there. It looks really rough, but I'm kind of going for the look of like that hill there. You know, like during construction, a lot of times they'll just heap up dirt and then they'll just leave it, and then a lot of stuff will grow on it and it'll become I guess inhabited by plants eventually. So that's kind of what I'm going for. This is like one in its early stages. Like they just did construction. This one had been here for a while, and now there's stuff growing on it. So that's kind of what I was going for. It's rough, as I said, but it looks good. It's a lot better that way than it was before. And I'm trying to think what else I did. I didn't really get any work done on the fence over here. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. I just found some wire material that I think will actually work better because I can cut it to length and then just poke it into the foam outside the cork. You can't really see the cork, but the edge is like right there. So if you pull that back, there's actually foam right there. So I actually can just put poles in the foam. Over here, the stuff, or the ballast is already glued, so to do that I'll probably have to drill a few holes, but I think that'll work better than trying to put it in this white styrene template. I think that'll make it a bit easier, but still a challenge. And then not really using the Walthers kit that I built. The screen mesh that's supposed to be the chain link mesh is or chain link fence is a little soft and it's hard to cut, so I'm using like a screen material that you'd find on your windows to your house, and that's easier to deal with and cut. It's a little stiffer. And then I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is. This wire here, it's about the right diameter, and it's really, oh come on, focus. Well, it's easy to work with because it's stiff, and you can easily poke it into the foam, and then it should stay upright, which would make it easy to glue the screen on. So we'll see how that goes. Still working on that, trying to figure that out, but that's what I have so far. And I think that's about it for the scenery work. Oh, I forgot to mention, I also did a little bit of scenery along the creek here, so you can see I did do the ballast there, as I said, and I was waiting for a while just because I wanted to get this scenic, but you can see I do have scenery along the edge now, and that looks pretty good. So it's all coming together. That's about all the major scenery that I had to do. Still need to finish up the rocks, but after that's done, there's really no scenery to do. There's just detailing and stuff, so which I guess is scenery, but there's no major like ground cover or rock stuff to do. So once I'm done with that, I'll have to purchase some details for the town, and I'll need to put signs in and finish up the telephone poles, and then eventually I want to get street lights and all that good stuff. So that's it for the scenery work that I did today. I'll continue working on the ballast and the rocks up there, and then once I get the locomotive that should be coming soon, I'll include that scenery work in the update. So and the last thing that I want to show you is this AC4400. You can see I weathered it. I just did that a few minutes ago with the airbrush. I like the way it turned out. You can see I do have exhaust stains. And that's with steam powered black. That's the color I used. I also did the same thing on the radiators. I used a wash to paint the grills, and then I airbrushed those. I just faded the locomotive in general. The trucks are grimy. I just sprayed that down with a coat of L&N gray just to give it a ballast dust look. You can see front is faded, pilot is nice and grimy. And then the cool thing that I wanted to mention, and this is why the weathering even started, is that I added a brake chain to the truck here. And if you look at prototype photos, the chain, it's kind of like it's an intricate little attachment system. Instead of just being attached here and then going to this like block thing here, it's actually attached in two different locations with like an elastic cord, it seems like, from the sill, and and there are two of those that hang down attached to the chain, and then it goes and attaches to this like block thing that I think basically that little nub there that just feeds the chain up to the brake wheel here. So I kind of simulated that. I just made a piece of square styrene, attached it to the frame, and then looped the chain there. So I kind of had to compromise, but that's the only way I could really do it without having radius issues. But the truck does turn freely, and I think it looks pretty good. So I don't know, I like the way it turned out, because I kind of took a Athearn ready-to-run model that, I mean, it's nice out of the box, but does lack some details, and then I threw on some PTC antennas, the chain, and then weathered it, and it looks really good. So I think now that I've gotten to this point with this locomotive, the next thing that I'll do is probably install sound just to make it really nice, and then relocate the ditch lights, and actually put in some LED ditch lights for that. So that'll kind of give me a nice sound-equipped AC4400 for heavy manifest and coal service, and other stuff. So I don't know, that'll be a nice little project. But so far I like the way the locomotive looks, and it was fun to do. So glad I have that done. But there's not much else to do. Just wanted to show those few things to you. Hopefully I'll get the locomotive within the next few weeks, as I said, and when I do, I'll get a video up, and before that I'll probably upload a few running videos, or how-tos and stuff. So I have stuff on the way, and I think that's it. So I'll stop talking now. Thank you for watching, and look for more videos soon.